Hi, we spoke earlier, didn't we, Sally? I'm Simon Blezard. I'm the founder of a social network called Bar Exchange. It's a little bit like YouTube meets LinkedIn meets Facebook, one or two of the dating sites. So in one sense, we are a drinks marketing company that uses a social networking platform as its base. At the other sense, we are creating a community who we are trying to help by providing things like training online, a mechanism for recruiters and staff to connect in the hospitality world. So we've gone for a model that is high churn in the sense of, if you were to create a social network for accountants, it would be very much information based. The difference in the hospitality business is the turnover of staff. A lot of these staff don't necessarily see the hospitality business as a career path, but they use hospitality as a means for them to be able to continue their travels. I wanted to basically just make it a little bit easier, take the pain out of recruitment for venues and events, and also be able to allow young people to move around the world, be pre-trained to work at these types of premises.
So it's a very unique proposition. It's social network, it's recruitment, but it's also training. That kind of added value is obviously a very good proposition for any client. Was that conscious when you developed Bar Exchange, the idea?
Where I think, and I may be wrong, but this will be the either success or the demise of Bar Exchange, is that drinks companies, and not only drinks companies, but they've got their marketing slightly upside down. This is not entirely their own fault, it's just been the type of media that have been available to them in the past. And what I mean by that is, traditionally they thought in order to sell a new drink, let's take Campari or Martini or any of those sort of 1970s drinks that came out, and that was driven at targeting the consumer, people who drink Martini. Whereas I think now the consumer, because of the internet, is so well informed about brands in general that they will do their own research, which is not just simply looking at a brand site and what it says about itself. They will go on to forums and blogs and basically, discuss brands in a way that years ago computer geeks would, love to discuss the latest sort of tech development. So the proposition behind Bar Exchange, from a brand perspective, is to help them target what I call their influencers, and their influencers are people who work behind the bar. So part of the proposition is saying, we can help you target your influencers, but another part of the proposition is saying, we can take all of your mainstream content and house it in one place where people are likely to look at it and talk about it.
Going back to the recruitment side of things, how has recruitment changed in the future, given that Bar Exchange's model is the social network? Do you think we're going to see the death of recruitment businesses?
The recruitment model in the past has been, you have a Rolodex of contacts, and if you're a half-decent headhunter or recruiter, you will tend to follow around the bright young things and follow their careers, and often try and place them, at multiple different points in their career. So it was very much the middleman was the link between the employer and the employee. The middleman is becoming less and less influential. So when you look at a company like LinkedIn, which is effectively the sort of biggest social network for professionals, you can find a CEO for your company without the use of a headhunter by posting an ad. That is a different type of model to the modern Bar Exchange is using. Bar Exchange recognises there is an element of transience in the way that people work in hospitality, and we're trying to capitalise on that. We are working on high volume, low margin business. So the proposition we're talking around is people will post their profile, post a picture of themselves, post a video. They will have their recommendations actually on the site from previous employers, and the employer, at the touch of a button, will be able to go into the site and pre-screen the people that he wants to come for interview. So we're taking the pain out of the whole process.
How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a business owner or an entrepreneur?
Can you explain the difference to me?
An entrepreneur usually is defined by ideas, that Bar Exchange won't be the end of the ideas.
Administration and sort of managing the business is not necessarily the part of the business I enjoy. The types of people that come in after the entrepreneur are the grounded, established business people. Those with MBAs who have learned the broader sense of business, the accountants, the operations managers, the finance guys. Entrepreneurs are not those types of people. They're more pond skaters, they're more visionary, they're more creative, but they don't want to get bogged down in the nuts and bolts of moving a business forward. They want to sort of lead, I guess most of the time they want to lead from the front and be responsible for the shape, the vision of the business as opposed to the managing of the business. Yes, I enjoy making money. Yes, I enjoy making an idea successful. But
so I'm going to ask you again: do you see yourself as the business owner or an entrepreneur?
Definitely an entrepreneur.
There we go. High five.
Thanks.